but I am so pumped every week to get to talk to people like you. And, I feel like I'm traveling around the world and getting to talk to great startup founders. And, from your LinkedIn, I've seen you travel quite a bit as well. So excited to hear and learn more about that. So please, I'll pass the mic to you. Tell me more about you, where you're from, where you're at right now, and kind of your journey before you started Univation.
So thank you for having me, Grant. It's great to be here. And first, I have to say that it's the real me. It's not an AI avatar, because our company is working very hard on that. We're going to tell more during the conversation. So my name is Minas. I'm right now based in Greece, Athens. And, it's like 1 hour plane ticket to Santorini. And right now we are on a very big moment for the history of humans, for the history of startups, because AI. So AI changes everything, changes also the way universities work, changes the way the education is taking place, and how the actual learning is happening.
Very much so. Yeah. But I definitely want to get into that. But tell me more about you. Like, where did you grow up in Greece? What university did you go to? What did you study? And how did you come up with the idea for Univation?
Right. So originally I'm from Thessaloniki, and I got into the computer science university, the computer science faculty of the University of Macedonia in Thessaloniki. And originally I had a very, when I was 12 years old, it was my first big moment with computers. It was about the moment of introducing iPhone 4 or 4S and the first Android phones like HTC Desire, if you remember. And it was a nice hot summer like this one. I was at my home chilling, trying encoding at my computer. And at that age, at 12, I decided to create to take some very, very useful info about buses from the city and provide it as an app for all me and my friends to have this information on the fly available. And suddenly, after some weeks, I got hit 100,000 downloads. It was amazing, and it was a crazy moment, because if I was imagining, like, if me with just a computer could do that at 12 years old, imagine what's possible. And not only for me, but also for my friends, for my classmates. What can we build together? So some years later, I got into the computer science school, and it was pretty frustrating experience and pretty disappointing, because we had all this amazement about advanced technology, and what we really did, it was very, very, very old school things, old school tech, and I could say even old school mindset, because we weren't educated or being educated there to explore the limits of the world or to push them forwards, but just to replicate existing old systems. And we were encouraged to find like boring jobs, like to become accountants, or work at an IT company who does platforms, old platforms for big banks.
So very, very structured on like the past versus like creating new things or working on new projects.
Yes.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, tell me.
So that was
at university, and I see. I always like to do a deep dive on people's LinkedIn. It looks like you dropped out of University of Macedonia.
Exactly.
Or Univation. Am I right? Tell me about that.
Exactly.
How did you come up with the idea for Univation? What was the story behind that?
I was so frustrated and at the same time so shy to meet other entrepreneurs that I came up with an excuse that my university was organizing a big conference about tech, and I was calling big names entrepreneurs from Greece. And I was telling that, hey, I'm Ines, I'm calling from the university, There was nothing about the conference. I just made up. And every entrepreneur, big entrepreneur name that I called, yes. And every entrepreneur that I called said, yes, I want to come and encourage and to inspire young people, young students who don't have this. Don't meet other inspirational people. And suddenly we had a very, very big conference with around a bit less than 1,000 people attending the conference in real life. We had a partnership with Google to do the seminars they do about digital marketing. And suddenly all the people from the Greek VC community were texting me like, hey, why didn't we get an invite about this event? And that was a moment that we are into really something. So the inspiration was lacking from Greek universities, and very naturally, the idea came to create Reinventing, a company that bridges the gap between universities and innovation, a company that inspires students and to become entrepreneurs inside the universities.
Nice. I like it. We're seeing a lot of universities, and I'm on a few like mailers because my program's in a university with like Duke and different ones around like the US, that some schools are starting to create like a college of entrepreneurship. Some are bringing in like outside like venture capitalists or accelerators to run programs. Everybody's taking a different approach to this, but it sounds like you're creating a third option of like a university run program that isn't like a college degree, or it's just something to focus on the innovation that's already there. So tell us about like, how did you start? Are you the more technical side or the more business side, or both? And what sort of progress have you had so far?
Yes, so at that time I was more at the business side, and we founded Reinventing after the big success at 2019, soon after the COVID came, and we just took a decision because everything was locked up. We took a decision to take this event into a digital format into 10 plus universities. So we really did that in Greece. It was amazing to see so many students like tuning up to see all the great professors, even from their screen. And soon after, universities came to me and they were asking, hey Minas, we want to organize this for us, this mentorship program or this incubator, or to take up on that hackathon program. And one of the most crazy things that we did, it was some hackathons all over Europe, but the craziest one was a hackathon at 𝐬𝐻 with the University of 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐞, a European program that brought students from 5 universities from Greece, Bulgaria, Denmark, Germany, France, and some other countries. And because 𝐬𝐻 is such a small Greek island with such a vibrant nightlife and such interesting environment, it was amazing how all these different people met at the Greek island. We got drunk, but at the same time we got so inspired, and the result was that these people created really, really great ideas around green entrepreneurship, sustainability, and came to meet the locals from a perspective that they would never would do that.
Well, sometimes maybe you need a drink to get the creative juices flowing.
Yeah. So the journey of Reinventing was that it was one big event, 10 digital events during COVID. Many universities came in and begged me to organize for them branded events. And because that exploded quite a bit, like we organized a big social entrepreneurship competition for the IIT of Bombay. We even did a hackathon at Columbia Business School like 2 years ago in the October of 2023, I think. It was very big and we couldn't scale it enough. We took a decision to create a virtual platform, basically a platform for professors, to give it to them, for them to book very, very easily the mentors of their choice. So, for example, they could bring amazing Forbes 30 under 30, Nobel laureates, amazing AI researchers to their class via some clicks of the buttons.
I like it. So is it kind of set up like Cameo, where I can have like a celebrity say my name, but instead we're calling in like professional, like leading people in the industry to come in and talk to your class instead?
Exactly.
I like it. That's awesome. That sounds a lot more useful than Danny DeVito saying happy birthday to me. I love it, man. Well, definitely, I'll be looking forward to seeing that sneak peek, and I'll put it in here, and I'll put the description at the bottom so people can check it out, and the sites to your links to your website as well. I wanted to take a little bit of a deviation. Talk to me more about what's happening in Greece right now. You're the first person we've talked to in Greece. And you said, from 2019 to now, you've been, building things for the last 6 years at least, and like been communicating with venture capitalists and investors. How have you seen things change over the last few years? Are you seeing more investors come into Greece? What sort of laws are changing in Greece that allow for more entrepreneurship? Just overall feel.
Okay, so generally my take on Greece would be not the most optimistic one, because I feel that always things can be much better. So on the one hand, yes, many more investors came. Angels from the United States came back to Greece to reinvest their money. That's very important. Many more venture capital firms opened because of the European and some national funding, which is also great and amazing, because it's now about time that government, both in Europe and in Greece, understand that they got to invest to technological startups. And at the same time, I feel that despite all these good things, that Greece is a country that is collapsing. Like the population is becoming smaller and smaller. We have such a high debt, and no one is investing in Greek companies that are staying inside the Greek borders. That's like they get quite many startup investment, but actually the companies themselves, even the hospitality sector and the industry doesn't. The businesses cannot invest the money they have, because they are so aware and so stressed out that there may be another big crisis, and they try to be very, very conservative on that.
Gotcha. Greece is part of the EU, and like they use the what's called, not the pound, that's British. The
Euro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Euro.
So it's two groups. It's the European Union, which has more countries, and the Eurozone, which is the countries who have adopted euros. Greece is one of them, of course. And actually, Greece is also a place where you can very, very easily and cheaply build your tech. Like, it's very good for us to be here, because we can get an American client, like a big company, and to do some consulting, some contracts for them, develop some platforms or IT, and get paid very, very heftily. And with those money, we can pay like 10x the people that one US company would pay, 10x developers on quality and on quantity. Like the cost of a developer in Greece, of a junior developer, can be from 2,000, and that includes insurance and taxes, to 3,000 per month, 3,000 euros. That's about $3,300, American dollars.
That's pretty good.
It's very, very cheap.
Yeah. Have you? Is it just you right now that's working on Univation, or do you have a co-founder? Or
so I'm the sole founder, and we have two more people. And right now, because we are taking up on many projects, including bringing AI to universities, we have much work to do with that.
Very much so. Well, perfect. So like I told you earlier, I work at a university with a lot of first time and early stage founders. I'd love to hear kind of your number one piece of advice when it comes to first time or early stage founders. And, this is your first startup, but you've been very successful.
Yes.
And you started it when you were in college, you actually dropped out to continue it. So what's one piece of advice that you would give to these like college age or first time founders that they kind of, something to save them the heartache later on?
Yes. So the first one would be, don't be like me, like find a co-founder. Absolutely, because co-founder is like your lover, your friend, your mother, your father, is your family, everything. As soon as you're running this together, and because the startup is the biggest part of your life, as long as you run it, and even when you're asleep, you see dreams about how to grow your startup. It's better to have another person next to you to dream together.
That's so true. I made the same mistake with my own startup back in 2021. I was a solo founder, and it's so funny that you say that because I would actually have dreams, or I'd wake up and like, oh, I know how to solve that code problem, and I'd just go and solve it and try to go back to sleep. And nope, I'd be up. So time to get back to work. So I understand that completely.
That's a struggle, and always it's very difficult to find a co-founder. But I think it can get you much further away. And so that's one thing, find a co-founder, and also try, like, even if you don't match as co-founders, you will do new friends during this process. And one other thing is also to be as fast as you can, like to build your product not in a month, not in 3 months, but in a week. Like, if you cannot build, like, I'm talking like it's technology, it's code. If you are building like a heart transplant, it's gonna take much more time. But if you're building, or if you're building AGI, let's say, or trying to build AGI, but if you're building like a company that uses all the other models to provide some value, if you're building an agent, all these things can be built in any way inside a week. And today with Cursor, with agents coding, even if you don't know, if you know only in high level, you can build your own agents. So build it in a week or less. You have to ship it as fast as possible. You can see...
You're so right.
Cursor,
was it Replits? There's so many AI tools out there that can help you start. But I haven't coded anything in probably over a year now. But I had a little idea for just a side project, and I downloaded Cursor and VS Code, and within 2 weeks.
What's your experience?
Yeah, they were great. They blew me away because last time Cursor didn't exist. That I was coding, and in 2 weekends, maybe 4 or 5 hours total, I was able to build the MVP for this little idea I had, and I was like, that is insane. Like, this would have taken me
exactly
to figure out, but now, like, 2 weekends, sweet, maybe a couple hours at a coffee shop, and I've got it maybe
exactly
ready, and maybe in another couple hours I could have it up on the App Store, and like, okay, like, things are about to move very fast. I would say, to your point about like the heart transplant example and the AGI are very different in, it also depends on the country you're in and like how strict they are. But the heart transplant, that's just going to take a long time. And that's a 10-year bet, and you hope it passes all the tests and everything. Even something that's on the software, anything on the software side, I believe you should be able to either A, like have an MVP ready within a week, or B, if it is something more complicated like AGI or something that will just require, Moore's law to get to a certain point, then like having a working theory and showing proof that it can work should be enough to take to an investor and say, hey, we need $500,000 for this, and this. And I think there are a lot of investors that are willing to take these big bets on something that looks like it could be huge if you can back it up with evidence, you know?
Exactly. Like this one is so right. Every big new AI startup that does AI employees, the AI employees that they provide, they're not employees. They are just not even an MVP. They are like more like a prototype. But they are building during this process. So they fundraise, they test their hypothesis, they hype the marketing and the market, and they educate their customers that, hey, we have this product, come and test that. It may be very bad quality in the beginning, like, this company called 𝐼𝐸𝐼 that make headlines in the United States. So what they do is cold emailing via an AI employee, let's say, kind of, and even today.
What were they called? 𝐼𝐸𝐼𝐼?
Artisan.
Okay. I haven't heard of them. Interesting. I'll have to look them up.
And even today, if you ask ChatGPT or Claude to write you a cold email for your business, pretty sure it's gonna fuck up. Like, it has no taste, it has no persuasiveness, and it comes so naturally to like erase it and write it yourself. But if you fine-tune it, if you provide it with a template, and the next year you wouldn't even need to do such things. It would decide what's the best on its own and would really deliver. So this company really created a lot of hype. They did marketing exactly as they should do. And soon after, they launched the first series, the first round, and soon after, the next rounds came.
Yeah. No, I've been talking about this with different coworkers and other people in the startup world. I think what we're going to see in the next 5-10 years is GPT, Claude. These are great like generalist AIs, and they're very good at like most things. And now you're seeing like OpenAI. They just acquired Windsurf, which was like a competitor with Cursor and Replit to help them with their like coding. But I think what we're going to see is more specialized AIs coming out that are really going to dominate for the next 10 years. Of like, hey, this one is the best at writing your emails. This one's the best at managing your calendar.
Yes.
And, same thing. The subscription model of I'm going to pay $5 a month, and this AI is going to do all my calendar connections and my emailing responses, and it's going to read my last 1,000 emails and understand my voice, and then train it on this one looks good, this one doesn't, send, like do it, and I don't have to worry. I think that's where it's going to be valuable. I think what's going to get complicated is whenever I'm my AI is emailing you and you're emailing me back with an AI, and now me and you don't know what's happening. I think that's the complicated part. But I do think we're going to get a lot more specialized AIs over the next 5 to 10 years that are going to help in these kind of just menial tasks. I've got 100-something emails in my inbox, and 90% of them I'm just going to delete because I don't need to read through them. But my AI could just knock it out and save me the time and hassle, So I think that's
actually right now. There are quite many, and I'm talking to many founders from Techstars and Y Combinator who are developing assistants on that field, on AI personal assistant, calendar management, email drafting, and stuff like that. And their products is amazing. I use them every day, but I feel that we're gonna all cry together soon after OpenAI cannibalize them, because it makes a lot of sense for OpenAI and Claude and all the big companies to just add this API call, because it's just a very small integration. Okay, it's also some logic and some memory, but I'm pretty sure like OpenAI is gonna deliver the best product out there that's gonna auto-manage your calendar, respond to your emails, and they can charge like $100 per month, and I'm gonna pay for that if it's from OpenAI, if I'm sure that it's the best out there.
Well, you
And
can pay $100 a month for them to do, your calendar and your emails and your research and your everything else, or you can pay
exactly.
$20 a month for 10 different ones to do it. So it's a choice.
Exactly, you're right.
Yeah, and even what do they put out there? Build your own GPTs. I use them for like the thumbnails for this, and they're getting better and better every week and understanding. So, we might see a lot of competitors come out that are doing their own thing. They might go like windsurf and just be acquired by GPT and then add that knowledge
Yes.
to them. And we'll see. I think it's going to be very fascinating the next few years. But I wanted to ask
that
you think what?
Windsurf was acquired because they got the users, and by acquiring the users, OpenAI is also acquiring the data, the code base of these users. By implementing such small change in the calendar management and email drafting, it's and also the custom GPTs that you told me. The custom GPTs right now, or the normal chat GPT mode, doesn't have an agentic mode or even an autonomous agentic mode. But it's a no-brainer for OpenAI to add a mode that it runs 24/7.
Yeah. Nice. Well, we'll be on this topic all day if we keep going. But I wanted to ask, is there anything that, me and my audience or my network can do to help you? I know you mentioned you were planning on raising a round right now. How much are you planning on raising? What's the plan for that? And who are you trying to look for?
Absolutely. So actually, Reinventing is a platform for universities. We're gonna use also AI professors, and that means that AI professors and AI mentors. So if I, for example, have a lecture at Stanford or at Columbia, but for a reason, if I don't show up, my AI avatar will show up in the class and the lecture, and will say exactly what I say with my face, with my voice. That's what technology we're building right now. And we're actually not fundraising for Reinventing. Reinventing is quite a good, well-established company. We're not thinking we don't have the needs of fundraising for Reinventing, but we're actually building AI employees who can do sales, who can do recruiting interviews, phone screening, phone supporting, and also provide these avatars. So the company is called Human-like because this technology, Human-like AI, we try to make both technology that looks like human and feels like human, but also that humans like to use it. So I think that during the summer we're gonna close the fundraise round. We just do a pre-seed. So if everyone else out there wants to grab a coffee to chat or just to check a demo, potentially for even hiring AI employees in recruiting and in sales to do for a fraction of the cost, I would love to talk to you more about Human-like AI.
I liked it. Awesome. Do you have any specifics on like how much you're looking to raise? You said pre-seed, right?
Yes. So it's actually like 3,000 to 5,000. First, 300,000 to 500,000.
I was like, wait a minute, 3,000. The very small pre-seed round.
Yeah.
300 to 500,000. Gotcha.
How much we charge the customer. So the money would be just to develop the product further and to also have the team relocated to the United States because the Greece is a good place to have the technical team, but the business people got to go inside the United States to fundraise 10x the amount.
Perfect. I like it, man. Awesome. Well, I will do what I can to help you with that. And on that happy note, I'm excited to hear you're starting to raise a round. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you, but we'll pause there for today. And then, if you make it to the US, let me know. And hopefully we can grab a bite sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. If you would like to connect, search for me, Minas Marios Kodis on LinkedIn.